So today I'm going to help all of those Sims players who really want custom content, but they've heard about, the game crashing or not responding or, not even starting up, or, the things that us avid custom content shoppers go through when there's an update or we download a lot of content sometimes. So basically, at times when there are updates after we update our games, we may, go and click here and maybe Origin pops up, but the game doesn't. Or we go into the game and while we're going through our miscellaneous objects, the game crashes. Maybe a message pops up once you click on the Sims 4 icon that says your game is missing something I've seen before. But nothing is really wrong with your games when this happens. This is just custom content errors if you download custom content. Now, if you don't have any custom content or any mods or anything, I can't really tell you what may be wrong with your game in that case. But if you do, then I can help you. So this is just a technique that I use to kind of um, make that type of message or the game not responding not so hectic on myself. So let's say I update the game and I click onto, of course, the Sims icon and nothing happens. I have custom content in my game, so it's good to first repair your game. A lot of times for me, repairing doesn't really do anything, but when you ask the Sims people, they always say repair, so I always test it out. Next, I go to File Explorer, Documents, Electronic Arts, Sims 4, and my mods folder. My mods folder consists of all of the custom content and mods and things of that nature that I have inside of my game. So this is where everything you download will go to, unless you download Sims or homes or lots, then they will go into the trade area. But with the mods area, a lot of times we download things and maybe after update, the things that we downloaded are no longer up to date with the code of the game. Or someone just didn't take as much time to make sure that the actual content that they're releasing to the public is, I guess you could say, up to par. So there are things wrong. So you would need to find and locate that particular item or those items if it's more than one and delete them from your game. Just recently I had this happen. I downloaded a boatload of content and actually a hair, which it may still be in my recycle bin, but a hair, well, I guess it's not, it's gone, but it was a hair that was just totally screwing up my game. I never really got to, well, it was a recolor, so I did get to see what it was. It was a recolor of a Nightcrawler hair, not done by Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is usually very good with their custom content. So anyway, to help me when this happens where my game stops and I have to find and locate the content that's wrong, I made it a little easier on myself and I deleted all content and I started from scratch. This I've only done once. I've never had to do it again because of this technique. So inside of my mods folder, I create subfolders. There are a lot of subfolders here, but these folders are used to separate the items that I plan or that I have downloaded into my game. Usually you'll see the items just like this, where they're just white package files all the way through with everything you've downloaded, but I didn't want mine to be like that, so I did subfolders. So in my subfolders I have everything from game changers, which is the nude and private area details, and things that change up the way the game looks. I have dresses, shoes, hair, makeup, face mask, eyes, um, lights, mirrors, living room sets, bedroom sets, anything you can download in the game, I have it. So within my folders, you only can create one subfolder inside of the mods file. So you have your mods file, and then you have one subfolder. So this will be considered as one, and I couldn't click on that folder and then go and create a brand new folder. If I try that, the contents in the new folder would not show up in the game. So you can only create one subfolder. So this is very helpful for picking out the problem item within the game. I have these, I call them mainly sets, which a living room, kitchen, dining room, bathroom, bedroom, whatever, but they are from extremely reliable sources, mainly Jones Sims, I hope I'm saying that right, and Simcredible. I know for a fact that their items have never messed up my game. Nothing has ever been wrong with the items, so I don't usually touch those items if I'm trying to find a problem within the game. However, there are occasional times when there's content that I really like that's not by Jones Sims nor Simcredible, and I want to download them, so I have them in what I call the new pot. So they're kitchens, dining room, bedrooms, bathrooms, same as the reliable ones, but just separated so that I know that it's a possibility that it could be one of those items. So when, let's say, you click your Sims 4 icon and nothing happens, your game doesn't come up, or a message pops up and it tells you that the game is missing something, what you would do would be go to your Sims 4 folder in your mods, and you go to all of your folders. Now, I usually put things on my desktop, which you can probably see how messy it is. Oops. You can probably see how messy it is. I didn't mean to create a new folder. But okay, yeah, I can create a new folder. So, you create your new folder if you have a bunch of crap on your desktop like this. And I'm going to just double click and open that new folder. So now I have my mods folder and my new folder set side by side. What I will do is highlight, which is just right clicking and dragging down. Highlight, let's say, depending on if you've recently put custom content in your game, then you would say date modifier, or better yet, date creator. And well, I guess it would be date modifier. So it would go to your most recent items that you added. Basically your most recent folders that you've opened and put anything in. So your most recent items. So if you just put something on your game and it was a large amount of items and you don't know which one is the problem item, I would highlight them all, drag them over to the new folder that you created, which takes them off of the Sims 4 game. Now you would click your Sims 4, well, first you exit out of the mods folder. I'm not going to do that now, but you can exit out of the mods folder and then go on to your Sims 4 game. Well, if your Sims 4 game goes on, unlike it was before, it comes on, then you know that your problem lies within the new content and not the old content that you already have. So from that point forward, once the game goes on, you just go right back off of the game, go back to your desktop, and you're going to go piece by piece. Now, it's not going to take you forever. I know you would think that this would take so long to put all these items on, but what you do, you take a chunk. I like to try to remember what chunk I actually took. So if you have a piece of paper, just write down the items that you actually selected. As you see, I have all mine named. And you move them back into your mods folder. Once you've moved them back into your mods folder, make sure you have the list wrote down so you can remember. You exit out of your mods folder. You don't have to exit the new folder, but you exit out of the mods folder completely. And then you go back onto the game. If the game comes on, that means there's nothing wrong with this particular content. Nothing wrong with none of the items that you just put on the game. So if it goes on, you would again go off of the game. So it's just a very repeat method. And then you would go bring back your mods folder back up, select another group. I'm just going to stop there. And you would place the group into your mods folder. Write down that list so you can make sure that you know what it is. And then you would again exit out of the mods folder and go back onto the game. If the game comes on, you're good to go with that set. So this will be a repeat method of doing the exact same thing. But let's say you're back out of the game, you bring your mods folder up, and you put in a group of new items. Me personally, I wouldn't write down these because they all are the new. So I could just remember, okay, I just put the new in. So then I click to go onto the game. Well, I exit out of mods, then click to go into the game. Nothing happens. The game does not come on. I'm saying the same thing that I was saying at the start of this process. So then I know that there is something within my new folders that's causing the issue. So what I would then do is take the new folder out of the mods folder, and I would select everything else that's left. Make sure that you write down what you're selecting. You have to keep track. It's much quicker and easier that way. Put those into the mods folder, just like that. Click to bring the game up. If the game comes up, then you know that everything else is perfect. Once the game comes up, you go off the game, you come back to your desktop, you click on your mods folder, you open it, and then now it's time to dissect the problem. So what you would then do is, let's say this is 3, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 folders, so I'm going to go for 4, and I'm going to put them back onto the game, to the mods folder. Then I'm going to again click off the mods, go down to the game. If the game goes on, then there's nothing wrong with that set of folders. Once again, you go off the game, click back onto your mods folder. We have 4 files left. I'm going to highlight 2, place those back into the game. Doesn't matter what 2, any 2, place them back in. Go off your mods, click on the game. If the game does not go on this time, you know that there is something within those 2 files that's stopping the game from going on. What you then do is go off, well, you won't be on the game, but you go and you remove those 2 folders, put the other 2 onto your mods. Go off your mods, click on the game. If the game goes on, then you are more than halfway done. So you go off the game, go to the mods. Now you have 2 folders left. Take your wildest guess and you just choose one. I'm going to say dining room because clutter usually have a lot of crap in it. So once that's on, of course you repeat the same steps. Go to the game, And once you've gone onto the game, if it goes on, then there is nothing wrong with that folder. So what you will do is go off the game, go back to the mods, click new clutter just to make sure, and you will put it back into your mods folder. So you take it back over. I'm not going to do it, but you will take it back over there. Try to go in the game, of course it will not. So then what I like to do, because to be honest, when you get custom content, it makes the game run just a little slower, so I don't have time to just be waiting for it to come up. What I would do is take everything that's in my mods folder, highlight it all, move it over to the new folder file, or you can create a brand new file on your desktop and move it over to that where your mods folder is completely empty. Then I would place only the new clutter, or what's left that should have the problem in it, inside of my mods folder. Click on the game, it does not work. So then I open up, unhighlight this. So then I open up the new clutter. At this point in time, the new clutter folder should be inside of the mods, if you're following along. I open up the new clutter and I have all of my items. What I will do, of course, highlight piece, take off. I can create a new folder, plop that in the new folder, keep the rest in the new clutter folder. That's at that point inside of my mods folder. Go off mods, go onto the game. If it goes on, then there's nothing wrong with that selection. And basically you keep going, you keep doing this process. The bigger chunks you take, the less time it takes. So you can go half and half, and well, that wasn't half, but you get it. So it doesn't really take that long to do this if you start out with folders. Just having items that are basically look like this in your mods, it's going to take a lot longer than the items that look like this, that are separated and categorized. So that's basically it when it comes to making sure that your items don't screw up your game. So, excuse me, sorry for the yarning. I hope that this helps, and let me know in the comments if you have anything that you want to know about, or if you've had any problem with this, I will help, or anything else. Make sure you like, subscribe.